From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, October 14th, 2014. Silver is trading at $17.54 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,237 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $404. Antiwar.com reports in a 274-12 vote, the British Parliament overwhelmingly passed a symbolic resolution expressing its support for government recognition of Palestinian statehood. The resolution urges the Cameron government to recognize Palestine as part of an effort to contribute to a two-state solution in the region. The resolution was introduced and heavily pushed by the Labour Party, which has raised speculation that a future Labour Prime Minister might follow through on the recognition, though Cameron is not expected to do so. The vote was angrily condemned by the Israeli embassy as a troubling message to the Palestinians that they can achieve statehood without an advanced Israeli approval. The PLO naturally cheered the move, saying that while it supports talks with Israel, it does not believe the right to self-determination should have to be granted by the Israeli government. Sweden also recognized the state of Palestine earlier this month, which fueled similar outrage from Israel. The move reflects growing EU sentiment towards Palestinian statehood. You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. Fans are friends, allies, and numerary supporters. Fans help FPP afford to produce more original content. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com. That's fans.fppradio.com. The Associated Press reports, this call may be monitored. You hear it every time you phone your bank about a lost credit card or an unexpected charge. You may realize your bank is recording you, but did you know it could be taking your biometric data too? An Associated Press investigation has found that two of America's biggest retail banks, J.P. Morgan Chase & Company and Wells Fargo & Company, are quietly recording the biometric details of some callers' voices to weed out fraud. The technology, sometimes called voice printing, is aimed at bad guys rather than legitimate customers, but legal and privacy experts alike still have reservations about the practice. Jay Stanley, an analyst at the American Civil Liberties Union, said, "Reducing fraud is a good thing, but he warned that we can't anticipate what bright new uses this database will be put to in the future." A recent survey found that more than 65 million people worldwide have had their voice prints taken, and that several banks are in the process of introducing their customers to the technology. Stanley said he understood the anti-fraud argument, but worried about where the technology could lead. FPP Radio News is brought to you by Roberts & Roberts Brokerage. For over 35 years, Roberts & Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They now take Bitcoin for purchasing precious metals so you can turn your profits into a long-term investment. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing. 800-874-9760. Reuters reports, Hong Kong police made fresh attempts on Tuesday to unblock streets that have been occupied for 2 weeks by pro-democracy protesters, removing more barricades a day after clashes broke out as opponents of the protest movement tried to reclaim roads. Police, criticized for using tear gas and batons in the first 24 hours of the protest, have adopted a more patient approach, counting on protesters to come under public pressure to clear some of the Chinese-controlled city's major arteries. Pro-democracy protesters believed that Monday's clashes, which occurred after police removed some barricades, were coordinated and involved triad criminal groups. They said some police stood by or did not act quickly enough as hundreds of people, some wearing surgical masks and armed with crowbars and cutting tools, dismantled barricades. Students reinforced barricades late on Monday, erecting bamboo scaffolding 4 meters high along one major thoroughfare, while others mixed concrete to pour over the foundation of their roadblocks. On Tuesday, police cleared some barricades from the bustling shopping district of Causeway Bays as protesters remained largely calm, according to a witness. At the main protest site next to government buildings and the business district, scores of police stood guard, surrounded by hundreds of students, some still sleeping. Taxi and truck drivers were among those who tried to dismantle barricades on Monday afternoon, and some have threatened to return if the protesters do not quit by Wednesday. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.